What you're about to listen to was originally broadcast on 98.5 Sonshine FM, Perth, Western Australia. For details, go to the website 98five.com.
Hey, it's JD on 98.5. Look, Sports Plus Perth are holding a coaching camp at Guildford Grammar School in the July school holidays, a specialist sports coaching camp for young people in years 7 to 12 who love competitive sport and want to explore who Jesus is and what it means to play for him. To find out more about that camp and what Sports Plus Perth is all about, I'm joined by Dr. Lawrence Houghton, who is the team coordinator at Sports Plus. G'day, Lawrence.
Hey, JD. Thanks for having me.
Nice to meet you. Now, you have a PhD in sports science, so you obviously love sport and health.
That's right.
Like a lot of Aussies do. And to start with, I want to find out a little bit about Sports Plus Perth and where it's come from. What's the vision for a start?
Yeah, great question. You tell by my accent if you pick up quickly. I'm from the UK about 10 years ago, and in the UK there's an organisation called Christians in Sport, and they've been running Sports Plus camps for over 20 years. And as a part of that, the real heart for them is to help young people get quality coaching and, as you've mentioned, explore the Christian faith. So they've been going for 20 years, and their drive for quality coaching is so high that a lot of governing bodies in the UK recognise that their level of coaching is really good. Sports Plus in Perth, we got it going 3 years ago with the same heart, the same vision, really helping young people who are great at their sport recognise that God's given them that gift. And if you play sport like I do, you just love it. The season starts and there's a real joy of using your body, real pleasure out of moving and using those gifts that God's given you. So it's really affirming in young people, look, God's given you the ability, go out there, play for him, recognise what he's given you, and that's what we want to bring. We want to encourage young people to do that, or step into their sport and put God first in doing that. Yeah. It's
not about just asking God for victory every time you go out and play, though, is it? It's something a bit deeper than that.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think there was a post by Stephen Curry that went out a few weeks ago. It was all over Facebook, and he mentioned, it's not about the victory and winning loss. It's just whether I win or lose, I'm still gonna thank God, still gonna worship him, and that's perhaps really what the heart of worshiping Christ through sport is that joy of playing, whether you win or you lose. It's the real heart of competition. Often I think we think competition is trying to push someone down and make us the big thing, which is what sport drives us for in the bigger world. But really the heart of competition, if you come back to the Latin word of competition, is to strive together, for excellence, and you can only do that if you have an opponent. So it's that place of, we'll step on the pitch together, let's go hard, let's use the gifts God's given us. Whether we win or lose, it doesn't matter. It's we want to glorify God through what we're doing, and it's a real something you have to wrestle with, because when on the surface you think, I'm doing good, but then when little things come up, maybe you have a go at the ref or you try and put down someone else, you realise it's because it's actually you're trying to make your sport your most ultimate thing, and you're trying to push yourself to the top rather than encouraging others around you.
Yeah. It's JD on 98.5. I'm with Dr. Lawrence Houghton, who is the team coordinator at Sports Plus. What's your role as team coordinator? What do you actually do?
All sorts. We're all volunteers, so I do a day a week, just make sure everything's getting our team together. We've got, over the last 3 years, probably about 20-25 leaders and coaches. So just coordinating them, making sure that everyone's ready for camp, everyone's prepared in terms of the coaches are all on board, they've all prepared their sessions and they've got their plan for the week, and media communication, and then also during camp leading some of the talks and some of the teaching side of things and making sure that everyone's all together. So it's a jack of all trades, really. Yeah.
So where do you draw those coaches and leaders from? Where have they come from to be part of this?
Yeah, across a number of churches. I think last year across 10-12 churches and 5 different denominations. So it's across Perth, and often these are contacts. All our coaches are top coaches and played a good level at their sport and are locked into their local churches. So a lot of it's word of mouth, here that someone's, I can give an example, our hockey coaches in one of the top hockey clubs in Perth, and also under 21 state team. Jess, our tennis coach, she's a professional coach, actually that's her job. And so the list goes on. So.
My guest is Dr. Lawrence Houghton from Sports Plus. We've got a little bit of background about what Sports Plus is about and where it's come from. We'll tackle the actual sports coaching camp itself in just a moment, but we'll pause for a song. This is JD here with you on 98.5. It's JD on 98.5. My guest is Dr. Lawrence Houghton, who is the team coordinator for Sports Plus Perth. They're putting on a coaching camp in the July school holidays at Guildford Grammar. And we've heard where Sports Plus has come from and, the ministry in England, the Christians in Sport, that it's grown out of. And you've got all these great coaches and leaders who are going to be there at the camp itself. But what does the camp consist of? What are the nuts and bolts of it?
Yeah. So it's a 6-day residential camp. So young people arrive on Sunday afternoon and stay the nights, and all professionally catered for during the week, and then leave on Friday at lunchtime. But during that typical day in Sports Plus, get up, whole camp jog in the morning, real sense of togetherness, and then we have a morning meeting where it's really for exploring, for those who are Christians on the camp, what it means to play for Christ. And this year actually the theme is Race of Life, kind of fitting into the Olympics and going through that. Then there's a morning sport session. So all the young athletes just choose their main sport for the week, and they get coaching in that for the week. So they'll go off to their morning sport for a couple of hours, get their coaching in, big feed at lunchtime, and again sport in the afternoon. And then we also do a thing called Team Challenge, where there are lots of different kind of made up sports and games. So those who are like soccer players or footy players don't get favourable advantage, and it's really a chance to compete during the week against teams made up of guys from different sports, and really kind of live out and try and work through that issue of what it means to play for Christ in a practical way. And then evening meeting will be more, just looking at the gospel, looking at what Christ has done for us, and that's more for those who are, it's for everyone really, but those who are coming who aren't Christians and just exploring who Christ is, that's really geared towards them. And then we'll break out in the evening to smaller groups just to discuss the day and what we've learned and what's been talked about. So yeah. So it's a full-on day. Like you don't get much time to breathe. So.
I can imagine there'll be some good healthy food for all these sports people. Obviously, that's an important part of a sports person's life and doing the camp. You mentioned the soccer players and the football players, but what sports are actually going to be looked at the sports camp?
6 sports this year. So we've got tennis, hockey, Aussie rules, footy, basketball, netball, and soccer. Across the board. I knew basketball would be in there because Sports Plus comes under the banner of Churches of Christ Sport, and of course they're big in basketball at the moment. That's right. How are you finding that? I guess we like to. I guess the best way of thinking of it is we're like the nephew of Churches of Christ Sport and Rec, and it's great. They back us with great for using equipment and resources, and it's great to be able to use their systems and their gear and fully come under their ethos really as well of sports ministry. So.
Because Sports Plus Perth is not for profit, I imagine. So it takes quite a bit of organisation to run a not for profit group.
That's right, and so Churches of Christ, just give us that backing really, and give us an account as much as anything.
So who can go along? Who would you like to see at the Sports Plus coaching camp? Who's it for?
Great question. So don't have to be a Christian. So it's just for those who are exploring Christ or who are Christians, particularly for the young athlete, who loves their sport first of all, and they just want to come and improve their sport and get some good coaching in the week. But those really that will hit home for is those who have maybe going to church already and maybe going to youth group, and just we always want to affirm how important it is for young people to be in that place. But there's often a tension. I grew up with that as well, because you're playing a lot of sport 2 or 3 times a week, training and then playing as well, and so it's a big time commitment. And often as a young person, I can relate to that when I was young as well. They're the people that you relate to most. So you can often feel a tension between my youth group and my sport, where I spend most of my time. And so it's kind of affirming that God's given you ability, and He's put you in that place to represent Him and to give him what you've got with the abilities you've given, and just affirming that. And so it's really for that young person who got a real gift to play, and just needs to be encouraged to say, look, let's get better at your sport, but let's also unpack on how you can, because there's a lot of pressures as young people these days, as everyone knows, and from a sporting perspective, pressures from parents, even pressures on yourself. That's what the sporting world loves to do. It dangles this carrot, like you've got to make it, you've got to be the best, you've got to get recognition, and that's where the ugly side of sport comes out as well. So kind of wrestling with those issues of how to stand as a young person in that environment. So.
This is not the first coaching camp that Sports Plus has done, though, is it?
That's right. No, we've been going for 3 years.
So from those 3 years that you've done it, have there been groups of people that have made friendships and continued their friendships out of that? You know, people who've come through the coaching camps, have they gone on and done other things?
Yeah. Certainly, from a young person's perspective, the young athletes tend to, a lot of these things, they'll come in twos and threes from their own kind of church group or sporting group, so that they kind of can keep that going. From a leader's perspective, for sure, over the last few years, the real sense of us as leaders as well, because we're all athletes, playing in our local clubs, sense of wanting to get together a bit more frequently across the year, just to encourage each other. Again, same thing, we're busy, committed to church, committed to our jobs and our families and our sporting club, but just now and again, just meeting up to pray together for our teammates and encourage each other to continue to be bold for Christ in where He's put us. So,
yeah. What sports do you play, Lawrence? A bit of cricket?
Cricket's been my bread and butter over the years, but over the last couple of years, really just playing hockey. So
okay,
field hockey.
Well, it's great to meet you, and the sports coaching camp sounds amazing, and especially in the July school holidays, and hopefully a nice residential camp there, so they'll be looked after in the cold.